Welcome everyone. Welcome to our first webinar in a series of 3, and this is about your cardiovascular system. Now, I have gathered some information that I believe will be really helpful to you, but above all, the inspiration for these 3 webinars, the one you will hear tonight about the cardiovascular system, the one about lymphatic system, and the nerve system tomorrow. The inspiration came from the finding out how our physical body is connected with Mother Earth, with all the plants and animals, with everything around us, and how working on our physical body, improving all our organs, which is something that we did in conscious organ regeneration, but now specifically with blood, we automatically help everyone connected to our DNA. Obviously, we work on a macro level. We ask to help the entire humanity, and somehow there is a connection with the rivers and the seas and all the oceans on Earth. And we will be, with this specific exercise, first I will give you some information, then we will go through a specific exercise, meditation, where you will be directly connected to your own cardiovascular system, your heart, your blood vessels. Also, we will connect to the most perfect cosmic human, to the most perfect divine blood, which will work on so many levels in helping change our own personal well-being and all the events in our life, but also for everyone on planet Earth. So I'm so excited about this. So the first information that I want to share is blood does more than just transport the oxygen, the nutrients, remove the cell waste, and blood also conveys hormonal messages from one cell to another. Now, what is really important, what's coming up, is blood actively works. Actually, the whole body actively works to maintain blood. Your body, your average human body, has between 4 to 5 liters of blood flowing through your blood vessels and your heart. And I want to share some very interesting information from Carl Jung, who said that the history is not written in the history books. The history is written in the blood. So what comes up is optimizing your blood composition. You improve your connection to the spirit, to provide the base for your soul to further its development. So the primary function of your blood system is the bridge between the body and spirit. So ponder a little bit on this information. If you think about this, how it is that the primary function of your blood is the bridge, to be the bridge between the body and the spirit. Blood has radiation, and the blood radiation is of huge importance, because when sometimes the feelings of lower frequency, if you suddenly start to feel sadness, or you feel irritable, or you feel depressed or there is some loss of drive, that can be treated by restoring the balance in your blood, by restoring that optimum radiation. So the blood vessels that carry about 5 liters of blood, they transport all the oxygen, the nutrients and hormones and cellular waste throughout the body. But the main and primary function of your blood, of your whole blood system, which contains your cardiovascular system, is your heart first, but then also the blood vessels, all the veins, arteries that carry the blood around the body. How interesting is that the blood is actually the bridge between the physical body and the spirit. So what we are going to do, we are going to concentrate on optimizing your blood composition to improve the connection to the spirit, to your spirit, to provide base for your soul to further its development. So this is absolutely beautiful, and it is so important that we do this for our own benefit first, and everyone connected to our DNA, and also we know that we are working on a macro level for the benefit of humanity. So what are we going to do right now is I want you to take a look at this image that I have chosen. So you take a look at the image in front of you and just observe. If you observe this image, simultaneously bring your awareness to your own heart and then just ask to connect with all of your blood vessels, the arteries, the veins, the capillaries. So just observe this and pay attention to any sensations that you get. So you are looking at this image and then think about simultaneously about your heart, your arteries, your veins, the whole blood system flowing through your physical body. So the blood has radiation. So your blood radiates the information. And so we know that there is information from the ancestors. We know that there is information from the past events in our blood. I mentioned earlier on that Carl Jung said the history books, you don't need history books. All the information about history is in your blood. So that is very interesting. And let us now connect to our hearts. And let us ask the help. We're asking for the help of all divine structures of light and the highest good. But when we are thinking about the heart and simultaneously thinking about all the blood vessels, we know that there are different cells that form the heart and the blood vessels. But what we are going to ask, we also know from the few scientists who have examined a human cell, if we go to a level of an atom and we go into the center of an atom, thinking now of the cell of your blood vessels, of each one of them, we are simultaneously asking to activate. So I would like you to say now, I now activate the element of joy that's been placed in the cell nucleus of all of my blood vessels. So I'm not going to talk for the next couple of minutes. We are just going to work and observe how this beautiful activation, how this energy starts to grow and it starts to clear everything that is not needed, everything that is not aligned with that beautiful, potent energy of joy, with that information that is the primary source of creation. So let's do this together now. Okay, so observe how you feel. Observe how, if you have any sensing anywhere, and just hold to that deep inner knowing that you are optimizing your blood composition so that you can improve the connection of your body to the spirit, to provide that base for the soul so that the soul can further develop through your everyday experiences. Now also know that blood goes to every organ in your physical body. So when the blood is optimized, when the blood carries the correct information and it radiates with joy, because that is what we have been doing now by activating the element of joy in the cell nucleus. When the blood starts to radiate joy, then that information goes to every organ in the whole body. So the bridge, this is quite important to understand, that blood is the bridge between physical body and the spirit, the highest spirit, the most potent power in the universe. That is the highest goodness, love, joy, that bliss that we speak about goes holds the highest vibration. So every organ in our body is held by a different frequency, but the highest frequency of bliss, of joy, is been activated the moment you bring your conscious awareness to that element, to joy that being placed inside the cell nucleus. So all of this brings a lot of calmness. This whole exercise brings a lot of calmness and general well-being. So you start to move on to the higher frequency much faster. And we know that from one of the previous programs, if you put a human hand under the most potent microscope on the planet, you will see that there is nothing there. But when the atoms are held together, what is in between? Where from the seminar about the soul of God, we know that the soul holds everything. So your red blood cells, your white blood cells, everything that is in the blood, the liquid plasma, it's all held somehow. The information of the soul is everywhere, but there is that experience that is needed for the soul to develop. So understanding the importance of blood and consciously activating your element of joy while we are purifying and optimizing our own blood, what is happening? There is a connection with the rivers, with the sea, with the oceans. So observe how that fragment of your joy is expanding and bringing more joy to all the seas and all the oceans, to the rivers and all the elements of life there. So let us just observe how the work that we are doing now is benefiting so many people. We are asking that on the macro level, that the blood gets optimized. The composition of everyone's blood gets optimized and improved towards a higher frequency of joy. The joy is activated in everyone's blood and our own. And all the rivers and seas and oceans are also optimized with this beautiful, joyous energy now. So I'm not going to talk for the next couple of minutes, and we will just observe this beautiful connection and stay there. Okay, so observe how you feel, and keep your awareness on your heart and on the whole of your body. Observe if you have any tingling sensation anywhere. Also, are there any thoughts that come up? Because everything is significant. What happens during this exercise is hugely beneficial to you, but also you may receive some message or something that you should do, or a thought that you can actually change. So always be the observer, and if you are not happy with the thought that comes up, just say stop, I'm inviting the next thought, and then choose a good thought, the one that will benefit you. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me, and you can always come back to this exercise, and you can even work to help anybody specifically. If there is anybody that you know may need help now, or you can just connect, listen to this webinar, and then think of that person while you're working on optimizing the blood composition and helping that person strengthen their blood becomes an optimum connector, a bridge between the physical body and the spirit. So big thank you to all of you for being here, and bye for now.